Hey guys, welcome back. And so today I'm going to start with another video. Uh, we have done the initial setup of our to-do list application back then. So what we are going to do today is we are going to move ahead and actually start with the creating our application, including our application into to-do list, and then we will start with uh, m- making models and all. So let's get started. Okay, so what I've done, I've just opened the terminal separately just to make sure that everything is fine and dandy. Okay, and I hope this should be visible. So what I will do, I will just go to my to-do list, which is in my projects, and in to-do. Okay, and I will activate my environment as usual. Py activate to do sorry to do not dot. Okay, so to my pym was activated. Now what I will do, I will start with the pym environment, and I will just make the initial start the application. So my application name will be um, what we will say, um, to do app, right? So start, so Django admin start app. Okay, the good thing of I'm using ZSH, so I'm getting these suggestions also. Startup, and my app name will be to do app. So if you see here, you can see on the left my to do app is showing up here, right? So here's the to do app. It's pretty much different. So to do list and to do app. I've actually gave a walkthrough on this, like what to do app is and what to do list is. I mean, what are the application files over here are. So that you can refer to the video that we have created earlier. So now what we are going to do, we're going to work on this to do app from now moving forward. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, first I'm going to create a uh, mm, first I'm going to create a new file, which is urls.py. Why? Because sometimes we tend to actually forget, like, okay, where the application, I mean, what we are missing. So instead of, just to make sure that we don't go everything goes RE on this case, and I think the font is still small, so I will just bump up the font and then get back to you on this. To do app is good and fine. I don't need to do anything else. I mean, here in ULs.py just now. What I will do, I will go into settings file. I actually bumped up the font a lot bigger because it was very, very small, uh, basically for me. Yeah, so what I will do, I will just add the to do app here. So I will say to do app. So that's my app name, and I will just save it. So now that I have this, what I will do, I will just go ahead and actually create our first model. So what basically models are, when you're working with the ORM queries. ORM is object relationship mappers. So object relationship mappers actually helps you in actually maintaining a relationship between database and your objects, right? Which almost all MVC pattern does provide. Okay, so now what we have to do is, when we are doing the ORM setup, or defining a model setup, we have to understand the fact that we should know, like, okay, this should be my model, and this what model should do. Basically, in our case, we are not going to define anything other than the to do model, because authentication model is already there, and then to do model, then only to do model is something which is not present. We are going to upgrade our to do model, the authentication model, later down the line in our to do application, when we are going to actually use React with it. Okay, or React or Vue.js. I just forgot what it should be. So let's get started. Okay, so now that we are at the point where we have to start the creation of the class, the creation of our first model, very first model. So what we will do, we will say class, or whatever the name of model is. So my model name will be to do, Make sure that it is always the camel case. If you're saying to do app model or something like that, would do just fine, no problem with that. And then I have to do is models dot model, right? Why? Because this is the class which actually will give you the will give you the relationship, actually allows you to give the relationship between between ORM and your database. Right now we are not using anything like MySQL or anything. We are just using DB SQLite. So we will come to the point when we will actually move everything to the PostgreSQL. I'm not going to use MySQL. I'm going to use PostgreSQL and MongoDB. So in this application, we will be using PostgreSQL, and we will revamp this application to MongoDB later down the line. Okay, so let's get started. Now we have to do app model here, right? I just I'm just writing it to for the ease of understanding what it would be like, right? Now I will say title, what the title should be. So title will be the name of my title. So I will say model dot char field. So char field max underscore length, okay, equals to let's say we will do it 50, or to-do list can be bigger, so we will say 102.55, right? So just 255. Okay, and there will be a uniqueness to it. It should be unique. It should be like not repetitive, just to make sure that to do should be that simple. Unique means unique. Okay, then we have the title, and then what we will do, we will just arrange something called description. So description will be models dot text field. Okay, there won't be any text field, so we'll just keep it like this. Then we will go to the description is done. Next I will do is created underscore add. Created underscore add will be the date where it is created. So I will say models dot datetime field. Okay, now datetime field will be like what we want to do. So I will be do is order underscore now underscore add equals to true. Why? Because it should be, we are going to use add it right now, whatever the date is right now. Now we will have a updated field, updated underscore add, which should be models dot datetime field, then auto underscore now should be set to true. Okay, okay, so this is that. Now there I do want to add one more field, which is status. So status is equals to models dot boolean field. So what it would be like is I will be doing an active and inactive handling over here. So I will say will and default. So we have to default. So it should be deactivated by default. Okay, so we can say like my default status would be true, right? And we can actually use choices over here, but I'm not going to use choices. Status should be that simple. When we are saying true, it should be true. When false, it should be false. Very simple. Okay, so now I want to use def underscore str self. Reason being, I just want to use this title name to show up in my backend. So now what I will do, I will say return self dot title, whatever my title is, title, if I can write, right? So that should do. It's perfectly fine. Now I will just close this one basically, because I don't need it anymore. Okay, now what I will do, I will just check, first create my super user and then do rest of the thing. What I will do, I will say Django Python manage.py create super user. Now what my super user name will be, it is basically, you can use admin or whatever you write. So my name is, it's taking my system name, so it's fine. I will do admin. Password will be admin at local.com. Password will be, I will just do PASSWORD. Oh, sorry. P-A-S-S-W-O-R-D, P-A-S-S-W-O-R-D. Yes, I will not use any validations. Good and fine. Now I'm not making any changes right now. If there are any of the errors would come over, it will say, okay, there was an error over here. Right now I have created a model here. Right now what I want to do, I want to have this model to be integrated with my application. We will try to run Python make migration. Why pymm is like Python make migration. I have added an alias, so I will show you my aliases, how it does, how is it doing. I don't have to write a whole command there, so I've just done the aliases over here. Now that is done. Now if I will run I will do pyrs run server, which is a run server. It will give me an error. It will not give me an error. It's sort of a warning, sort of. It says you have one unapplied migration. Your project may not work until you apply this. So what I will do, pym python run python manage.py migration migrate. That's pretty fine. Now pyrs, which will run my server. Now one thing to note is I have not added it anywhere. So we do have an admin, we do have a pyrs and everything whatsoever. So now I will open my window. It should still do the same, right? Now meanwhile we are going to this. You see there is already there are already some errors, connection reset by PI. So don't worry about it. It is very basic. It just happens. So if there is a fix, we will do it in the next videos coming up. Okay, so now that we have created our admin, okay, so here we are. We will say admin and we will say PASSWORD password. Okay, so this is my admin away. We don't have users here to do here. We are not showing to do here. So now what we will do, we will using admin.site.register, we are actually going to register this model with our application here. So whenever I will add this to do app model, as soon as I will do that, it will show here in a separate model. Right now it's showing authentication and groups and users whatsoever. So we will go through this in the very next video. Okay, so admin.site.register. Now what I will do, I will say my model name is to do app model. Okay, that's it. So now when I will hit this, you can see that to do app models are registered. Okay, now we have successfully added our new models. So now I will show you how to add a new model. So I will say team lead, or this is a to do app, so I will say go get groceries for home. Go and get some groceries at home. Okay, I'm not adding any new feature, so it will be always false, means it is not active. So I have to actually click this, so it is status active now, and we'll save it. Okay, you see here, this is get groceries for home. Now what will happen if I'll just show you quickly. If I just mark this and save this, right, this, and then I will and I will say sorry, what is happening? I think my machine crashed on that. Okay, try again. Okay, now you see to do app model object 1. There could be some problem. So to do app model object 1. Why? Because I'm not returning anything, asking it to return anything over here. So now I will save it, and then when I will do this again, sorry, this takes some time because we actually whenever we run something, it actually resets everything, so it does take some time. So you got the idea, right? So well, this is all for this video. So please do subscribe, like, and share the video as much as you can. It really helps my channel, and I will see you next time. Till then, goodbye and take care.